Hi everyone, this is the second part of the GRE series which I'm working upon. If you do not know what GRE is or what the structure is, how the marking scheme works, I'm going to leave the link in the description. You can check it out. I'm going to leave the link right here as well. One thing I'd like to mention before we dive deep is that it's not possible for you to skip GRE verbal, then only score good in quant. A lot of universities have minimum requirements which you have to fulfill so as to clear of the baseline. Moreover, even if you score full in quant and you only score 140 on GRE verbal, that's just 310 marks. It's not such a good score. And so you have to really get and push yourself to get a 150 plus. That should be a minimum whatsoever. So your GRE exam is going to have either 3 or 2 verbal sections, really depend, it's a random scene. And I'll give you honest truth, having 3 verbal sections is sometimes better than 3 quant. It just gives you more practice, honestly. Out of those 3, one of the section will always be experimental, but you wouldn't know which one. The reason why they have these kind of experimental sections is because they have to introduce new sections to GRE next year, so they have these sections for those. Let's talk about what kind of resources you will need for GRE verbal exam. Number 1, PDS GRE verbal book, Darren's Essential Word for GRE, Magoo's GRE app, Manhattan 5LB. You'll also need the Manhattan 5LB for quant, so just get it. I'm going to leave a link in the description. You will get all of those resources there as well. The core of GRE verbal is the words which are being used in it. So let's pick 3 questions from a mock test. As you can see, in all of these 3 questions, you would see some vocabulary which you haven't seen before. And that is why it is so important to improve your knowledge of words. Now, to ace verbal, you kind of need to ace vocabulary. So there are a couple of things you need to do so as to do that. Get the Bayaran 333 most frequent GRE word book and list for knowing which are the most frequent words for GRE. This way you know what to learn and what to pick. You have to cherry pick, you can't learn the whole dictionary right away. While I was learning words, I quickly realized that learning words through just list will not make sense. Using flashcards is a better way to do that. When you're learning from a list, right, it gives you some kind of false hope that you have learned a lot of words. Whereas while using flashcards, you know exactly which words you haven't learned and which words you have learned. There's a great app by Magoo GRE Vocabulary Builder. It has flashcards and you can check it out. I'm going to leave that in the description as well. If you do not like to use any kind of apps for it, I just have an app because it's just easy to carry your cell phone and you will have it at your disposal at all times. But if you want to make your flashcards, you can make your flashcards. If you want to buy flashcards, you can buy flashcards as well. That is possible as well. I also use mnemonic, which means aiding or designed to aid for memory. For example, if you associate a word with some instance in your life, that way you can remember that word more clearly. I will also link a couple of videos to help you understand how it would work. Vocabulary is one of the hardest things to ace, which makes GRE verbal so difficult for us. A lot of native English speakers use those words in regular conversation, and that's why they do so well. Moreover, you would find that people who read books and articles from renowned sources, they also do well. If you want to talk about TV shows, it helps us understand English better and understand that accent better, but it doesn't help us with the vocabulary. GRE verbal section is divided among 3 question types. Number 1 is text completion, second is reading comprehension, and the third is sentence equivalence. Let's talk about the text completion question. Text completion question would be 1 to 3 blanks with 3 and 3 choices for both the blanks. It's really based upon your vocabulary knowledge and also the understanding of English grammar. Rather than memorizing the meaning, understand the usage of the words. That is the key point in GRE exam. If you're an avid reader, this wouldn't take too long for you. But if you're not like me, this will take more effort than you think. The 2 books I would recommend for vocabulary is Darren's 333 Most Frequent GRE Words and Darren's Essential Words for GRE. If you want something on the go, Magoo's flashcard app is a must. It's not necessary that you would go and fill up the first blank out of the 2. You could fill the second one first and it would make sense as well. Number 2, reading comprehension. This accounts for 50% of the total verbal questions in GRE. And while I sat down with Vivek last time, who scored 338, 169 on verbal or something like that, He told me that RCs are actually the easiest to solve. Tell me one thing, what did you do for RCs? You scored 168 in GRE verbal section. And RC is one of the most pathetic thing I've ever seen in my whole academic career. Like, I can't figure out what to answer in them. I can't use elimination in them because I have to focus on the comprehension and I have to see it from that. Tell me your tips on how to get that right.
Okay, so basically in RCs, you can't get good at RCs in 1 month, because if you don't have a habit of reading and all, 1 month can't get you the habit of reading, can't get you to understand all the meanings behind the comprehension. So basically, start 3-4 months before. Start reading things like the New York Economist. HT is also very good, Hindustan Times. So start reading articles from there and read hard articles. Don't read easy to understand articles. And while doing that, you can also underline the words that you don't understand, and that will help you in turn with your text completion and sentence equivalence, because you will see how the words are being used in a sentence instead of just like rote learning the meanings of the words.
He mentioned that all of the RC's answers are in the reading comprehension itself, and that's why you don't have to worry about finding answer, or you don't have to worry about learning the meanings of the word, which makes sense to me. But RC's, you'll really have to practice again and again and again to ace your reading comprehensions. In the ETS verbal book or in the Manhattan 5 LB, when you'll see the answers for RC's, right, there will also be an explanation why this answer has been chosen. So I would recommend that while you're practicing, you read those answers and you understand that what the person is trying to say, and analyze back that how can I improve this and how can I adapt this kind of understand and adapt this kind of way of doing questions. Sentence equivalence. Let's talk about the devil's work. It consists of a single sentence, 1 blank and 6 answers. You need to choose 2 of the 6 answers, 2 of the 6 options basically. So you are choosing synonyms in this case. They might look easy, but they are extremely difficult, and the probability of you getting them right is not so good. Sentence equivalence questions require you to understand text completion, vocabulary, and plus one more level of understanding. For example, if you have done text completion questions really well, you'll have to level up your game and do the sentence completions. I would honestly suggest that finish up reading comprehension and text completion first, and then come to sentence equivalence. You need the knowledge of structure, grammar, and vocab in this one. Remember, GRE verbal can take a toll on you. You need to aim 155 plus if you're getting 145 plus in your box. If you're getting 150 plus, aim for 160 plus. It's not impossible. I've seen hundreds and hundreds of students scoring 330 plus. Now, if you look at the percentile, if you look at the average, yes, GRE average percentile is much lower as compared to the quant ones, but still it's not impossible to do. If you're watching this video, if you're in your second year or if you just moved to your third year, I would recommend a book called Word Power Made Easy. It's a really important book which makes you learn word by breaking them. So every word has like a first part or second part, and then you combine those Greek words and you make a word, right? So Word Power Made Easy, it's like a 150, 160 rupees book. Trust me, it's worth the buy. And honestly, if you want to improve your vocab, if you want to improve your verbal, get that book and start practicing it. If you practice it again and again and again, it will help you a lot in the whole process. Thank you so much, guys. The next video is going to be about quant, and the next video after that is going to be an AW. So stay tuned, and if you're watching this video after like a week of this release, I'm going to leave all the other videos link in the description. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and until then, I'll see you in the next one.